From the information we have collected from beings from other planets, they were announcing this for a long time. They told us that humans or humanity were going to go through certain struggles. Why? Because we need to awaken.
So the group is called Awakened Travelers that you created a few years ago. A lot of people don't understand what it means to be awake. Now, if you'd asked me many years ago, I'm awake, I know exactly what's happening on the planet, I know myself. I was completely wrong because I actually went through a spiritual awakening, which I actually call very much a spiritual crisis because it was very extreme. And a lot of people in the group have been through it, are going through it. Can you tell people who don't know what it means to be awake and to have a spiritual awakening?
I wish I know.
You
That's
know.
not what you're expecting. Huh? Well, the thing is, you reach a certain point in life where something happens that takes you out of the comfort zone. The term awakened, some people don't even like it, because it looks like it puts a difference between those who are awake and those who are not. Of course, we are all awake, but we are living our daily reality, whatever it is, or whichever it is. But again, we come to this point in life, like it happened to you with this, you had your awakening, you will tell us about it later, and your life changed. So, like, what is happening here now in the planet, this COVID? It's a big awakener for the planet.
That's what I was going to ask you. What part does COVID play when it comes to waking humanity up?
I think it's playing a big part. It's a very important, and from the information we have collected from beings from other planets, they were announcing this for a long time already. Not COVID itself, but they told us that humans or humanity were going to go through certain struggles. Why? Because we need to awaken. And it's just to understand that the life that we were living in, it's one thing, but there are other ways of living it. And there are things happening in our planet that we were oblivious of. I had all these years of my life living my normal life as anyone else. But one day this thing flew next to me and changed my whole paradigm of life. So is there a big difference between the before and the after? I think it is, and that's, for me, it's like being awakened, I was in a dream and now I'm awake. It's not that those who are not are different or less or better. It's not about that. It's just you are becoming different.
The one thing I've noticed is once you do start awakening, you can never go back to what you thought life was like before. Now, people experience many symptoms when they're awakening. They may start seeing energy, hearing voices, having gifts, seeing auras. Explain what is happening here when people start having these experiences.
There are people that I know that are having all these experiences with the paranormal, seeing things, hearing voices, even kids speaking about the past lives and the other beings from other planets that they visit them. And we need to get aware of this information so we don't put people that is hearing voices in hospitals. We don't give pills to kids because they are saying this thing or the other.
Well, it's interesting you said that because, a lot of us are called crazy or delusional or, just hippies when we start waking up, and I still get called that today. And there was a shaman who went to America, and you're talking about people being put in mental wards. He went to an American mental ward, and he was observing the patients, and he looked around and he said, this is so sad. they're not crazy, they're actually going through a spiritual awakening, and where he comes from, they are the bridge to connect them to a higher level of consciousness. Instead, we give them antidepressants, we block them away, we think they're mad because they don't fit into the actual reality that we've been programmed to believe. And I think one of the symptoms, which is a big thing that a lot of people experience, is things that fall away from you when you start waking up. Jobs, passions, friends. Tell me about your experiences with that.
Mine, within my family, it was okay. At the beginning, my mother was a little bit worried because she didn't want me to speak about these things publicly, of course, because all the program that we carry, what people is going to say. At some point, I said, look, I'm not going to live my life according to what other people could say about what I'm saying. I really think that it's time to bring these ideas, this knowledge to the front page, and that's it. You need to make decisions. If you want to grow, you have your awakening, and if you want to grow, you need to do things differently. Because if you just lock you down again, or you try to fit in the system, this is going to serve no purpose. So what happened, I didn't really have much resistance, but some members of my family were not really happy with what was going on. And of course, I can understand them from their point of view, because there are so many people in this planet that they don't really believe that there are other beings in the universe, that there are other realities and other even planes of existence. So we are far away from that knowledge, and I think that as I have experienced and as I have had all these confirmations and I have gone through it, I'm willing to help other people that is going through this process, to inform them and to get them to know what is going on.
And I have also heard that, spiritual awakening isn't just a learning, it's actually a knowing of what's always been in us. So it's like our soul just telling us this has always been in you, but now you've been cracked open to remember what you knew from the beginning of time. And it is, in many ways, it's a very hard and difficult situation to go through, because we are the minority, but it is slowly getting bigger and bigger with the number of people waking up. But I do believe it's part of our next evolution of consciousness. Do you think everyone in this lifetime is meant to wake up?
I cannot say, I'm not sure about that. To be honest, I would love to everyone have their own wake-up call and say, hey, we need to behave differently, we need to do things differently, all this is happening to me. Now the life I was having doesn't make any sense. So I really would like the whole humanity to go through this awakening. And the catalyst for this awakening is happening, as you see, and this is probably not the last one that we're going to face. So I really would love everyone to go through it, but I'm not sure if everyone is meant to be.
How would you sum up a spiritual awakening, as in, what is the most profound learning that you've had from it?
The most profound thing, and it's also the most frightening thing, is that I am the creator of my reality. I think that when you learn that, you feel a lot of responsibility. And people might be saying, but what is he saying? We're going to talk very in depth about this, being the creators of our reality, and this information, this knowing comes from these beings from other planets that are teaching us about this and saying, hey humans, you are creating your reality right now. You are the ones making the mess. So it's not about us going there and clean your mess. It's about you as humans to clean your own mess. Just clean your mind and clean your words, and you will clean your planet. And for me, understanding that our brain, our thoughts are energy, and this energy is the one that creates everything around us. It's quite amazing and requires a long conversation by itself.
We'll do that next time.
Yeah.